The offset function in Excel returns a reference to a range constructed with 5 arguments. First is reference. This is the starting point from which we want to base the offset. Second is rows. This is the number of rows to offset. Third is cols, number of columns to offset. Next is height. This means number of rows we want in return, and last is width, which means number of columns we want in return. Both height and width arguments are optional. If skipped, the default value for this will be 1 in both the cases. We will learn how to use offset function with a couple of examples, so stay tuned. Hi, I am your tutor and welcome to my channel Learn in 5 minutes. So let's start. We already saw the arguments required by offset function. Now let us see how offset function works with few examples here. We have taken a small data table here and we will extract few data from this table with the help of offset function. Equal to offset open parenthesis. As reference cell, we will select the first cell of the table A1. However, there is no restriction. We can select any cell in the table. Next argument is rows. We will offset 3 rows in 2 columns. Close parenthesis. We got result as finance. Now let's see how we got this result. The function first logged the cell reference, then it went 3 rows down and 2 columns right and gave us result as finance. If we give positive number in rows, then the function will fetch data moving downwards and upwards if number is negative. Similarly, if number is positive in column, then the function will fetch data moving right side from the specified reference and left side in negative. Let's see an example by giving negative number. Equal to offset open parenthesis reference A1 rows 2 columns -3 close parenthesis, and this resulted in error because the function logged reference A1 moved 2 rows down and tried to move 3 columns in left, but the range is beyond the worksheet. Hence, the function resulted in error. Let's retain the rows and columns and change the reference from A1 to D5. And now we got the result. Now the function moved 2 rows down and 3 columns left and gave us the result. Now in next example, let us see how the optional argument height and width works. Equal to offset open parenthesis reference A1 rows 3 columns 4 height 2 width 2 close parenthesis. Now let's see how we got this as result. Function logged the reference as A1, then moved 3 rows down, 4 columns right, selected height with 2 rows and width of 2 columns, and returned this as result. Although we got this as result, since we are using Office 365. In case you don't have Office 365, then I have a separate video that will give you insight on how to get Office 365 legally for free. I have provided the link of the same in the description box below and the I button above. But in case if you are using this on older version, then this will result as error. Now you would have question that if this is returning error in older version, then what is the use of height and width arguments? Let us modify our arguments and see how this is useful in older version. We'll change column to 5 so it points to salary column, height as 5 and column as 1, and we got salaries of 5 employees. This won't be seen in older version, but we can wrap the offset function in some function and get the total of these 5 salaries. This is the way we can use offset's height and width argument in older version. Apart from some, we can also use function like average, min, max and many other that works with range of cells. Now let us see the practical use of the offset function in next example. Here we have months and corresponding sales. Our objective here is to find average sales of last 6 months. First, let us get the range of last 6 months with offset function. Equal to offset open parenthesis reference as A1. We will give offset 4 rows so we get last 6 months and offset 1 column to reference sales. We'll set height as 6 since we want 6 months average and set width as 1 since we need only 1 column in return. Now we have last 6 month sales range. Let us grab offset function in average function to get average of last 6 months. And we got it. Now there is one more fix we require because when we add new data here, our result doesn't change. This is because our function is yet not dynamic. For this, we need to make our row number dynamic by counting the cells from below. Let us use CountA function here. If you want to know more about this function, then I have a dedicated video on this. I have provided link of the same in the description box below and the I button above. We will intentionally feed additional rows, so when we add more data, this automatically gets absorbed in the formula. So we have 11 rows that is data. Since we need 6 months average, we will deduct 6 from CountA function. As a result, we will offset 5 rows. Let us replace this CountA function with the row argument in offset function. Now, let us add one more month to verify if this works. And it does. So that's all in this video. If you found this video useful, please like and share with your friends. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, do it right now and press the bell icon besides the subscribe button so that you don't miss on any new videos that I upload. Thanks for watching.